Hey guys, it's Brian at Summertime Blues Heat and Air, 901-335-6267. And I'm going to show you how to light a pilot on a wall heater. And it's the same thing with a water heater, or if you have a really old furnace, you might have a standing pilot. Now, what a pilot is, it's a small flame that can light the big flame. And it's called a standing pilot because the pilot light's on all the time. And whenever the main burners turn on or turn off, this is going to ignite the gas. And it's important that we ignite the gas right away. So there's a thermocouple in that pilot, and it produces a very small voltage, which helps operate the valve. So it's important to understand what you're doing so you know what to do. So you have to light the pilot and heat this up. Once this heats up, this is what's going to power this system. But if your flame ever goes out and this cools down, hey, it shuts all the gas off. We've got a spark igniter on this one. It's a battery powered spark igniter. You can see there's a spark. Some of them may be a little different. Some of them have a crystal. When you put this in pilot, there's only two ways to get gas out of that pilot, and that's either when the thermocouple is energizing the pilot valve, or when you manually have to hold that on. So you're going to have to put this to the pilot position and push down. When you do that, if you put your ear to it, you can hear a little bit of gas coming out. It's a very small amount. There's not a lot of gas coming out. You're not going to fill your whole house up, but you will hear just a little bit, just to know that it's working. You can push this down in any position and you'll feel the spring. But when you get to the right spot there, you're going to feel that it feels different. It feels like you're actually doing something other than just pressing on the spring. So what we have to do is we have to hold this down and let a little bit of gas come out, and we have to ignite that. If you don't have an igniter, you're going to have to use a lighter or something, but most everything these days has an igniter. If you don't get a flame right away, you might have air. If you've got air in your gas pipe, you're just going to have to purge that out. So you might have to hold it a really long time. I don't like to burn up my igniter just by repeatedly doing it if I'm having to wait a while. So I'll hit that igniter about every 15 or 20 seconds or something like that. Try to get the air out. Of course, this heater, I just turned it off, so it's got good gas all the way up to it. We're not going to have any trouble lighting it. Once we do get a flame, we're going to have to continue to hold this long enough for the thermocouple to heat up. Once the thermocouple heats up and makes voltage, then that voltage is going to hold the gas valve open. So if I light it and let off right away, my flame's going to go out. I have to hold that long enough after it's lit. So I may have to hold it for a while to purge it, and then I'll hit my igniter every 15, 20 seconds, whatever. My first flame or two might not be a good flame, but eventually I'm going to get good gas to it. Once I get a flame, I'm going to continue to hold this for so long until I think that it's good. And when I release that knob, if I've still got a flame, then I'm ready to go. Now, I told you there's two ways for the pilot valve to open, and that's by manually holding that, or the thermocouple energizes that pilot valve. When it comes to the main burner, so the gas valve just opened the main burner. There's only one way that you're going to get gas out of that main burner, and that's with the thermocouple. The thermocouple has to produce a voltage in order to get gas to the main burner here. So that's our safety feature. This device ensures that we're not getting raw gas to come out. Of course, if you smell gas, if you've built up enough gas that you smell it real bad, don't light this thing. But anyway, put it on the pilot position, light the pilot, continue to hold it, let go. If your pilot holds, then you're ready to turn the heat on. And if it doesn't work, then call me, 901-335-6267. We got the cure for your summertime blues.